Good afternoon, everybody. We break into our program for our coverage of President Obama's visit here to South Carolina. He has been on the ground here for a little over 2 hours, arriving on Air Force One at Columbia Metropolitan Airport. And he is at Benedict College now. We are awaiting his address. Congressman Jim Clyburn is actually opening the program there, which is being described as a town hall discussion at Benedict.
Yes, and there are a lot of people been waiting all day, in fact, for this event. You see Congressman Clyburn right now talking to that massive group of people waiting for hours in line this morning to get in, but the president is there right now at Benedict College.
Mr. Clyburn, very instrumental in making this visit happen. He'll be discussing the My Brother's Keeper program, something that was announced about a year ago by the president, youth initiatives in terms of giving young people guidance on how to become productive adults. And it's a program that's doing very well here in Columbia, spearheaded by Columbia Mayor Steve Benjamin and several other community stakeholders that have really gotten that program running in this area. We understand that Mr. Clyburn is going to give way to a student at Benedict College. Tiana Cox is her name. She is an accounting major. She is going to have the honor, imagine this, of introducing the President
of the United States. And she is an example of what he'll be speaking about today, volunteerism and how important it is for youth to get out in their communities. So she's got a great honor ahead of her today.
We take you now to Benedict College, and if you also can see this streaming on our website, WACH.com, should you have to step out of the room where you're watching right now. But here is Congressman James Clyburn.
To challenging the issues that are confronting our great country today, I want to thank the Benedict College family. For their commitment to this effort. And I want to thank my friend. You know, in Washington, we always have a habit of referring to each other as my good friend, but most times we don't mean it. But I'm telling you, when I say Barack Obama is my good friend, I really do mean it. And I want to thank him for coming to Columbia, South Carolina today, coming back to Columbia. Maybe his first time as president, but he's been here before. And we received him well before, and I know we are going to receive him well today. Thank you so much for being here, and Godspeed to each and every one of you.
James Clyburn just wrapping up his remarks to all of those people, hundreds of people there at the Benjamin Mays Resource Center on the campus of Benedict College this afternoon. Still awaiting, of course, the main event, so to speak, the president's address, which we're told could happen within the next 10 minutes or so. Some more proceedings, though, to come.
And this isn't, as you know, Honorable James Clyburn just mentioned, this isn't the president's first time. It's been 7 years.
It's been a while
since he was in Columbia, South Carolina. So a very big day. Bit of a hectic day.
It always is.
In terms of travel, but the president's here, so.
I remember back in 2008 when he was campaigning that I actually interviewed him in Sumter at the Civic Center there. Strangest thing, we had to interview him in a broom closet. Bizarre thing, but that was my memory of interviewing before he was the president. But this was the arrival just a few hours ago of President Obama, Air Force One, Columbia Metropolitan Airport, greeted there by Nikki Haley, the governor. Mayor Benjamin, Steve Benjamin, also they're part of the welcoming party, and a lot of people ready with cameras as well, doing one of your favorite things,
They're
Janet.
taking selfies with the president, of course. It's a popular day, it's a big moment, and you know, you see the president there shaking hands. There you go, taking the selfies at the airport this morning.
And you can see the governor with the selfies there too in the white jacket, and Attorney General Holder You can see Eric Holder there as well. That motorcade pulled out of Columbia Metropolitan Airport shortly after noon, and then a surprise visit by the president.
An unexpected trip to Brooklyn Baptist Church for lunch for
a
the
little
president.
lunch. For a little lunch. I'm sure everyone there was pretty surprised to see that.
Not every day that the president stops by.
He doesn't just
Yeah.
walk into the
Just,
lunch venue
stop
every
in.
afternoon, although we did have the vice president just a couple weeks ago make some
Absolutely.
surprise visits like that, as well to some restaurants in town, and that was a treat for a lot of people. But the real treat is here to come shortly at Benedict College, where again he will be addressing youth leaders. It will be a town hall style discussion where there will be questions and answers from young people and interaction between them and the president. It's expected to go roughly an hour.
Right.
Schedules, of course, can change. This is the president we're talking about, so if he has to go, it's
Then
time
he
to
has
go.
to go, right? And we talked to some students yesterday about their anticipation of this big moment. That room filled with young students from Benedict College and just in the community in general.
Also, from the surrounding colleges, there'll be student government representatives there from USC. I know some of the USC President Harris Pastides is also
there.
on hand there, and just a who's who of political heavyweights from around the state. The Lieutenant Governor Henry McMaster is there. Former state lawmaker Bakari Sellers, I've seen, is on the
there.
scene, who also made a run for lieutenant governor this past election cycle. But those are just two of the names that are there. We have all kinds of political
presences there.
that are going to make this a pretty important day, because it is not very often that this happens.
Yeah. And right now, I think the president is about to be introduced, as we mentioned,
Yes,
by
by
one
that
of
young
those
woman.
students. Yeah, from Benedict College, Tiana.
Tiana Cox, accounting major, and we'll give way to her.
Good afternoon. I am Tiana Cox, a Benedict College senior, honors accounting major, finance minor from Chester, Virginia, with over 120 hours of service learning and community service. Not so long ago, we were told, when you choose to serve, whether it's for your nation, your community, or simply your neighborhood, you are connected to that fundamental American ideal that we want life, liberty, and the pursuit of happiness, not just for ourselves, but for all Americans. From the beginning of his presidency, President Barack Hussein Obama admonished America to fulfill the American dream through service. With humble beginnings as a community organizer on the south side of Chicago, to becoming the most powerful and influential leader in the world, President Obama has implemented initiatives that have changed lives and inspired masses towards a more stable and progressive future. Benedict College shares President Obama's commitment to service by requiring her students to obtain a minimum of 120 hours of service learning. Mr. President, we thank you for your inspirational and motivational vision of servant leadership. On behalf of the Benedict College family and the citizens of the state of South Carolina and the nation, it is my honor to introduce the 44th President of the United States of America, President Barack Obama.
Hello, South Carolina. Thank you. Yeah, it is good to see everybody. It's good to be back in South Carolina. Now, if y'all have a seat, take a seat. If you don't have a seat, I'm sorry. I want to say thank you to Benedict College for your hospitality. I want to thank Tiana for the great introduction. Give her a big round of applause. We have all kinds of luminaries and dignitaries and big shots here today, but I'm going to just mention a couple of them. One of the finest gentlemen and finest legislators we have in the country, your Congressman, Jim Clyburn. Your outstanding mayor, Steve Benjamin. The president of this great institution, Dr. David Swinton. All right, go Tigers. Now, it's been a while since I was in South Carolina. In fact, it's been too long. It has. I'm not going to lie. You know, I love you, and I've been loving you. It's just I had a lot of stuff to do since I last saw you. But it was wonderful to be backstage because I got a chance to see so many of the wonderful people that I worked with back in 2008. If it was not for this great state, the Palmetto State, if it was not for all the people who had, you know, at a grassroots level, gone door to door and talked to folks and got everybody fired up and ready to go, if it hadn't been for all of you, I might not be president. And I'm truly grateful for that. I'm truly grateful for that. I hope that you don't mind. I also brought another good friend, the Attorney General of the United States, Eric Holder. We decided to take a Friday road trip together because Eric has not only been a great friend, but an extraordinary Attorney General. As some of you know, he is going to go enjoy himself and is going to retire from public service, but I know he's still going to be doing great things around the country. I'm really going to miss him. Now, I am not here to make a long speech. I'm here to make a short speech because what I want to do is spend most of my time interacting, having a conversation. I want to get questions. I want to hear what you guys are thinking about. This is a good thing for me to get out of Washington and talk to normal folk. And I thought it was appropriate to come here because tomorrow I'll be visiting Selma, Alabama for the 50th anniversary of the march across the Edmund Pettus Bridge. And one of the things I might talk about, I'm still working on my speech, but it might come up, is the meaning of Selma for your generation. Because Selma is not just about commemorating the past. It's about honoring the legends who helped change this country through your actions today, in the here and now. Selma is now. Selma is about the courage of ordinary people doing extraordinary things because they believe they can change the country, that they can shape our nation's destiny. Selma is about each of us asking ourselves what we can do to make America better. And historically, it's been young people like you who helped lead that march. You think about somebody like John Lewis, who was one of the key leaders and will be joining us tomorrow. He was 23 when he helped lead that march that transformed the country. You think about the Children's Crusade in Birmingham, or the 12-year-old boy who was elected head of the NAACP youth chapter, who grew up to be Jim Clyburn. You know, it was young people. It was young people who stubbornly insisted on justice, stubbornly refused to accept the world as it is, that transformed not just the country, but transformed the world. You can see that spirit reflected in a poster put out by the Student Nonviolent Coordinating Committee in the 1960s. It had a picture of a young John Lewis kneeling in protest against an all-white swimming pool, and it reads, "Come, let us build a new world together. Come, let us build a new world together." That's the story of America. That's why immigrants came here. The idea of building a new world together, not just settling on what is, but imagining what might be. Insisting we live up to our highest ideals, our deepest values. That's why I want to come here to Columbia and here to Benedict College, because we all know we still have work to do. We've got to ensure not just the absence of formal legal oppression, but the presence of an active, dynamic opportunity. Good jobs that pay good wages, a good start for every child, health care for every family, a higher education that prepares you for the world without crippling you with debt, a fair and more just legal and criminal justice system. Now, the good news is we're in much better shape now than we were 6 years ago. This morning we learned that our economy created nearly 300,000 new jobs last month. The unemployment rate went down. Unemployment rate ticked down to 5.5%, which is the lowest it's been since the spring of 2008. Our businesses have now added more than 200,000 jobs a month for the past year, and we have not seen a streak like that in 37 years, since Jimmy Carter was president. All told, over the past 5 years, our businesses have created nearly 12 million new jobs. And what's more, the unemployment rate for African Americans is actually falling faster than the overall unemployment rate, which makes sense because it went up faster too during the recession. But it's still too high. The unemployment rate across the country and here in South Carolina is still higher than we want, which means we've got more work to do. And we got to make sure those are good jobs that pay a living wage and have benefits with them. So we can't let up now. We've got to do everything we can to keep this progress going. This community, I know, is doing its part to prepare students for this new economy. Programs like Youth Build are giving young people who may have gotten off track a chance to earn a degree and get the skills they need for the 21st century. City Year AmeriCorps in the House, I see their jackets. They're working with the public schools in Columbia to increase graduation rates. The Benedict College community is doing outstanding work beyond your walls. We put you on the Higher Education Community Service Honor Roll. You earned that honor. So as long as I'm president, we're going to keep doing everything we can to make sure that young people like you can achieve your dreams. Now, we can't do it for you. You got to do it yourselves, but we can give you the tools you need. We can give you a little bit of a helping hand and a sense of possibility and direction. You got to do the work, but we can make it a little bit easier for you. That's why 1 year ago we launched what we call My Brother's Keeper. It's an initiative that challenges communities to bring together nonprofits and foundations and businesses and government, all focused on creating more pathways for young people to succeed. And this week we put out a report showing the progress that's been made. That progress is thanks to the nearly 200 local leaders who've accepted what we call My Brother's Keepers Challenge, including Mayor Benjamin and the mayors of Johnston and Holy Hill. They're doing great work, mentoring young people, giving them a new path for success. I'm hugely optimistic about the progress we can make together this year and in the years ahead, because ultimately I'm optimistic about all of you. Young people in this country make me optimistic. The future we can build together. This new world that we can build together. I'm proud of it, but we got a lot more work to do, starting right now, because I'm about to take your questions. Thank you very much, everybody. Thank you. All right. Got to make sure the mic works. So here's how this is going to work.
The mic check.
There you go.
From the Commander-in-Chief. Their roughly 10-minute speech. He did say it was going to be a short address because the most important part here is the question and answer session with the young people. That was the message, the importance of supporting youth, giving them a chance, giving everyone a chance to seek a job and get a job and have the skills to secure that position should they want it.
And he said, you know, the young people, they have to do the work, but that's why programs like My Brother's Keeper are created to make it a little easier for them to be able to do that work.
And speaking of My Brother's Keeper, if we get another plug-in for one of our programs, that is the subject of this week's On Point on Watch Fox with Cynthia Hardy, where we have a lot of the community stakeholders with us in studio talking about the very subject the President is talking about right now, My Brother's Keeper, and we can give you some ideas on how you can get involved in those type of programs.
Very crucial, very vital to our young people and the community that's here right now.
Now we are going to end our coverage here on air, but if you would like to continue watching that town hall discussion, we would invite you to go over to our website, WACH.com. We will be streaming the entirety of that event on the website from start to finish.
WACH.com is the place to get this entire town hall happening right now with the President.
We send you back now to your regular programming. Thanks for joining us, folks.